Oh, what's up, everybody? It's time for the best video game, a real gamer's game, if you will. I am a huge fan of No More Heroes. Like, I'm just a fan of Suda51's games in general. They're usually much more expressive and playful than most games tend to be.
Marvelous.
That's odd. And certainly, No More Heroes is one of the cheekiest. I even have. There's a recurring trend where the gamers tend to think that gamers that mention games are what is going on? It's like, that's odd. No, okay, I guess maybe it's the display. Anytime a game acknowledges gaming, people tend to assume that it's a parable for gaming in general. I tend to think that's a little more on the nose with this particular game, in the sense that, bizarrely, so in No More Heroes, I'll just lay out my master theory right at the outset. You kind of alternate between doing mundane jobs to earn money to buy your way back into this like global competition for being the world's best assassin. So I think that actually parallels the gamer lifestyle quite a bit. You go work your shit job, so you go work your shit job so you can buy a video game and escape.
Don't have much patience.
Gotta watch this,
At least
though.
that's what Bishop, the dude at the video store, said. So I'm at the register, and then I realized I got no money. I was seriously broke. Why? Because I met this smoking hot chick last night at the deathmatch bar. Man, she smelled good. So being the gentleman I am, I bought her a drink. Anywho, I decided to get a job. The gig? Assassinate the drifter. So I went where I was supposed to and waited for the guy to show up. And there he was, this cat, well-dressed, cool, couldn't tell if he was the shit or just plain old shit. Yeah, so he's styling, fast, aggressive, and packing heat. Bada bing. Or at least it was supposed to be. Till she showed up. Her name? Sylvia Crystal, an agent with this whatchamacallit association.
Congratulations. You are certified as the 11th best hitman. How about getting rid of the 10 killers above you and aim for the top?
I want to be number one. How's that? Short and simple enough for you? It's gonna be a long, hard road. But who knows? Could kick ass. Could be dangerous. Could totally suck. What do you say, bro? Join me. Let's see how far we can take this. And for you there holding the controller right now, just press the A button. Let the bloodshed begin.
So yeah, Travis Touchdown is an interesting character. He's really horny all the time. He loves competition for the sake of competition. He doesn't wash his hands when he uses the restroom. And he thinks he's a lot cooler than he is. So to me, like, Travis Touchdown is kind of the perfect representation of a gamer inside of a video game. Yeah, he's definitely a gamer for sure. And then just like I said, the dichotomy of having to work a trash job, a mundane, boring-ass, repetitive job, so that you can then spend that money to escape into a world of significance and interest and competition. Also get used to that musical refrain. That is the entire soundtrack. You're gonna hear that remix like 80 million different ways. It's amazing that it never really gets old. The soundtrack in this game is astoundingly. I think they're just gonna play the video again, aren't they? Shit! Alright, well, we just saw that. And this is the best opening line in any video game. Ready to jack that Joy-Con? I'm cheating.
Fuckhead! Yo, help me out here. Where's this death metal dude? Bad answer.
So cool.
It's game time.
That fuckhead sounded very British. Yeah, it's Robin Atkin-Downes who does the voice of Travis. And he's perfect. He's perfect in this role.
Look good.
This No More Heroes, actually, I sent fan mail to Robin Atkinson's because of this, and he replied like 2 years later. So good on him. But no, he did a fantastic job. I think my mic is really hot right now. Is it just me? I think I bumped the. Hold on a minute. I take the edge off a little bit. Test. No, that's still pretty hot. Damn. Test. Okay, that's a little bit better. Yeah. I was moving it around a little bit, and it's easy to really to nudge that thing. The sound assault of these games is something else. Kind of reminds me of Killer 7, just how like aggressive the sound design was. It was meant to be like shocking and intrusive. Quintonius, there are multiple. So like, yeah, Travis's jackets are all really sick. This game has a lot of t-shirt and like logo design fashion in it, and there are tons of shirts in No More Heroes I really, really wanted in real life. There's one that I remember perfectly. It's just like a big-ass cheeseburger, and it says 680k cal under it. And I'm like, I want that shirt! That's a perfect shirt! Downs has 412 IMDb credits. Yeah, he's one of those VOs that just grinds it out. Clayton Lee, thank you for the sub. Might as well catch up on my thank yous. Call for Black Up, thank you for the prime. Ajax, thank you for the sub. Sweeper, thanks for the sub. Death Moon Phoenix, thank you, and it's good to see you again. Jay Borden, thank you for the sub. Dandelion, thank you for the prime. Jay Sean and that one Alpha Ginger, thank you guys for the subs. Yeah, how do you... Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess you just wiggle the stick. Yeah, that makes sense. And then, yeah. The fact that you have to jack off your sword. I don't think Suda meant to be this deep about it. I don't think he's as... I think he's accidentally deep sometimes. It's kind of what I... Oh, I don't know why every time I resubscribe to your channel, it won't show up and let me share my joy. Oh, that's weird. Well, Pop-Tart, thank you for the resub. Also, it's very good to see you again. Did you have your operation yet? I know you were talking about that coming up. Hello, Robert Dewars. So like, yeah, the fact that Travis's motivations are, one, he wants to bang Sylvia, and two, he just wants to be the best. That's it. He's not a hero in any regard. He's not a good character. But the fact that, yeah, you regain power by jerking off, especially with the Wii remote, like, it was, Hey,
he's over here! You're so lame.
I still think No More Heroes ends up being a really, really good kind of satire of gamer culture, especially male, like, toxic masculinity-dominated gamer culture kind of shit. Some conformists, thank you for the sub. Yeah, I think Suda51 means to be goofy and people misconstrue it as being deep most of the time. I agree with that. I think there's almost like I want to say it's almost like a John Waters sensibility, almost, where it's like you're being really weird and goofy, and there is a shred of commentary in there, but I don't know that necessarily means that the whole thing is like a locked together, uniform, artistic statement about anything. Yeah, but that's fine. I would prefer something be out there and accidentally make a statement than something try really hard to make a statement and sort of whiff. Last of Us, looking at you. Travis Strikes Back has so much to say about gaming culture. That it does, because I mean it is literally about video games. Okay.
You're a joke.
Ironically, Travis Strikes Back was unfinished. That game is not complete. And then they made jokes about it. Like, it's one of those things where you can't really... Acknowledging that you're doing the thing doesn't excuse you from doing the thing. I'm glad Travis Strikes Back exists. I'm glad Suda's still making stuff. Yeah, the sound design is aggressive. It's meant to be. Are you considering getting No More Heroes 3? Oh, I'm in, man. They got my money. I love No More Heroes. That's how you evade, okay. 6-month resub will appear eventually, I hope, okay. Oh, surgery's November 19th, alright. Oh yeah, there's quite a bit of backlash over Cyberpunk. That's understandable, to be honest. The day after they said it wasn't going to get delayed anymore, it got delayed again. Yeah, it's It's regrettable, really, all around. It's not the situation I think anybody wants to be in. But sometimes it be that way. Oh, Jofo. Thank you for this. Thank you for the sub. Huh. Look at it. Sure.
You are good.
Go! Go! Yeah!
That could be a little loud. Let me pull down the volume just a smidge. I can't tell if it's hitting my noise gate or not, or my my hard limiter. Fresh and beating Doom Eternal on Nightmare, and I'm exhausted. Yeah, that's about the right. That's the right feeling. That is the right feeling for beating Doom Eternal on Nightmare. That is an exhausting ride.
Hey, over here. Good.
Dog. Okay. Yep, gotta remember this is a Nintendo controller.
You're a joke! Die!
That like that brief. The sound design, while aggressive, works really well. That little like that super short like slowdown and deadening of the audio right before the explosion and the scream, super good. Wait, why are people being? Joe, I don't work there. I don't work for Inside Gaming anymore, and no one's getting fired from Inside Gaming. I'm not sure what you're on about. Unfortunately, that doesn't have anything to do with me anymore, and it hasn't for a while. So that is a slightly related but non-topical conversation. Unfortunately, yeah, none of those people got fired, Joe. They all left.
Carry it! You're so late.
You're a
Switch blood. Just beat it last night. I think you could beat it in a single Twitch stream. Ugh. I feel like if I really learn the game inside and out, I could probably beat it in like 8 hours.
Less horror in the world.
Oh, thank you, Borden. Thank you for the cheer. Oh, thank you, Pop-Tart. Bet you slept a ton after the subathon? Not really, no. It didn't go as long as they usually do. So no, I slept for like 6 hours. Or I had like a 3-hour nap, and then I slept that night, and then just back to normal. When are you allowed to talk about Xbox? Oh, that's a good question. I don't remember when the embargo's up. Yeah, we also didn't get That So Raven. That's weird. I mean, it's still there. I gotta turn this on, man. I get a little toasty today, actually. Yeah, sorry, Ryzen. You got really.
Hey, he's over here! Good.
You got unfortunately. I know you deserved better. Oh yeah, you can do fucking wrestling moves. Forgot about that.
He's over here! Good.
Does the new Xbox play video games? I can't say. You'll have to find somebody else to break embargo like that. I like how he just throws his sword in the air and then catches it. There we go. You get different wrestling moves eventually too, right? I'm pretty sure. Like I think you go to the video store and like rent tapes to get new moves. Something like that.
What a pain!
Oh yeah, and then there's that tiger thing. There's a super move or something like that.
Good.
Yeah. Oh, maybe not. Jeez. I remember the tutorial being so long.
I'll mess you up good.
Oh, Fraish, if I had received basically you in the world of influencing, if you receive free shit, depending on how expensive it is, you kind of are obligated to do a good old media post about it. So I did not receive a PS5. That's whatever, man. I don't know. You got to do so much like hustling and emailing and whatever. It's fine. I mean, it would be really nice. Actually, I probably should ask, because it would be nice to have one on launch day. It would be. I want to do a Drunk Souls with Demon Souls. That would be. I mean, that's it, right? That's what it's for. But
You're a cranberry chocolate sundae.
great, perfect timing. It's because you didn't finish your gamer run of God of War. Actually, it's good that I waited on it, because now they're saying the PS5 will run God of War at 60 FPS, or up to 60 FPS, which, praise God, that's all I ever wanted. So I'm actually pretty okay with the fact that I sort of let that rest, because I definitely am gonna go back to that on PS5 with the better performance. I'm so excited to see that. Shit. Oh boy. That's, yeah, there we go. Whew, that camera. Okay. Always seem to get the slots in the last enemy of the fight. Sometimes it'd be that way. Oh! Sick. What? I've got telescoping feet. An Ultra Weeb Kurosawa movie? Pretty much. I thought the PS4 Pro ran God of War at 60. Oh, no, it does not. No, it does not. I think, like, the PS Pro can do a higher resolution mode of God of War, but it doesn't run at a higher frame rate. Which, you know, that's no good. Good old big-ass treasure chest. That's what gamers crave. Treasure chests. Yeah. I mean, it can do, I would even assume it's like air quotes 4K. It's probably like 2K up-res or something like that. Maybe checkerboard or something. I mean, the PS4 Pro can't do... I think Wipeout was the only game that ran at native 4K. I think. I could be wrong. Yeah, it's checkerboard, dude.
Sweet.
I love how this game is kind of not very good. In the same way old exploitation movies are bad, but they're both very entertaining in their own ways, this is an exploitation game. It really is. A lot of Suda's games are like that. Very much style over substance a lot of the times with him. His game mechanics are not typically really locked in. But like the style and the weirdness and the uniqueness of it, the expression of it,
Sweet.
usually makes up for the fact that, yeah, the camera's a little rough, the beat 'em up mechanics are not super dialed in, the game can be frustrating. It's, yeah, big B movie energy. And I don't know that it's not trying to be that. Or rather, I don't know that it's I wouldn't say that that's a failing of it, or that that like the game isn't, like the game didn't succeed at being what it wanted to be.
Good.
God damn. Shit.
Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Cranberry
Bring it on.
At least there was one. Oh wait, I still got people. No, Tiger, don't go to the goal. No. Ha. Alright. Gotta remember to block. Ow.
What a pain!
Okay, it's coming back a little bit.
Good.
This game reminds you of Scott Pilgrim. There's some Scott Pilgrim vibe. I mean, certainly the self-referential like video game culture. The fact that enemies explode into coins, which is, I mean, itself a video game reference to River City Ransom. It is nice seeing this game run at a high frame rate, though. That was an issue on the Wii as well. This game was pretty choppy, especially when you killed dudes and that cloud of blood comes out. That would always just murder, absolutely murder the frame rate. Yeah, you had to do a lot of forgiveness with this game. Also on the Wii, you didn't really have much. It was like it was like one of the first, like, kind of higher budget M-rated games. I guess there was Red Steel, but I think that was even Team. Is this game comfortable to play? I mean, control-wise, it's fine. I think the discomfort would probably come from the wonky camera and just the, like, audio-visual assault it's trying to be. Trevor is always horny, loves wrestling, and is a great gamer. He's just me? Yeah. I mean, there's a reason I'm the quintessential gamer. Because it's all of those things, yeah. Where's, logo tees. I think now he's wearing a logo shirt for the fake anime inside of No More Heroes. While Fuckhead may be the best way to intro the game, probably the most emblematic, and somebody in chat already referenced it, but there's a part later where he just ogles an anime poster and really creepily moans "Moe" into the camera. It's so good. Where am I going? Where's your beam katana? Still in shop. I've wanted to cosplay Travis Touchdown. I feel like I gotta lose weight. I might have the hair. Now I'd have to grow it out on the sides a bit, but I could probably get away with that hair right now. I might actually have to cut my hair a little bit. My hair's getting so long, you guys. Fucking quarantine hair, man. Where do you want me to go? Yeah, Travis Touchdown and New Dante are a couple of the cosplays I feel like I could pull off pretty well, but they'd require dropping about 20 pounds, which I'm in the middle of doing. I got back to 1,500 calories a day. That's good. Gave up coffee for a week. I'm having my first coffee right now, which means I am loving life. Did a week of no coffee and no weed. Work towards a Scotch cosplay. Scotch? Who's Scotch?
You're a joke!
I've been doing keto, drink coffee every day. Yeah. Just a glass of Scotch. What's wrong with coffee? Nothing's wrong with it. It's just like I feel like my caffeine intake was probably getting a little high. So just wanted to take a break. Let my body readjust.
Cranberry chocolate sundae!
It's weird. You have to wait for the prompt? You do. Wrong button.
Bring it on.
Wrong X. Wrong Y.
Bring it on.
Wrong B.
What you talking about?
Fucking Christ. Ah!
Die!
Game audio is a bit loud. It's a loud game, but I can turn the audio level down. I'm intending for it to be loud, but I'll take another little edge off of it. is this game? No More Heroes, man. Oh, you missed a direct? That one... I thought it was a direct focused on a particular game. Yeah, I need to catch up on that mini direct they did. The sound effects peak no matter what? Yeah, they do. It is meant to be a blown out game. Or rather, I mean, at some point it's hard to tell. It's like... Is the audio engineer just kind of... maybe not quite on the level? Also recall these sound effects probably were like... These are sound effects that were compressed in like, what, 2008 is when this game came out, I think? It was from the Wii, yeah, Captain. I feel like it's a mix of the technological limitations of the Wii, maybe storage capacity issues, and having to compress the audio, but also, yeah, Suda definitely likes making caustic and acerbic games. Like, there's no way those sound effects are meant to be pleasant. They're meant to be, like, in your face and pretty outrageous. The same melody repeated in kind of quick time events remind me of old arcade games like House of the Dead. Huh. I can see that. Why is every controller button in different positions? Ah. So my theory, it's never been validated, but I think it has to do with the difference between Japanese and Western reading style. Japanese is right to left. So if you have your controller and it's A, B, and X and Y, you would read it right to left. A would be on the right and B would... Wait. Yeah, B would be on the bottom. Because that's just the way the alphabet goes. And similarly, with the PlayStation controller, like OK is on the right, because right to left makes more sense for Japanese developed controllers. Meanwhile, in America, we read left to right, so A is on the bottom and then B is on the right. Interestingly, one of the things I've never really figured out is why does Super Mario Brothers run to the right? I would have assumed by that logic that platformers would have characters running to the left, but that doesn't really happen that way. So yeah. I've always been curious about that. If it is.
What a You're a joke.
Oh, I never thought of that. For me, like the only my theory hinges on the fact that like both Japanese centered controllers have the OK button on the right and the cancel button on the bottom. Can you imagine the disorientation if you had to play a left-only side scroller? I don't know. Are swords supposed to judder, or is that a graphical thing? These are beam katanas, and yeah, that is their version of doing a lightsaber trail, I guess. There were levels like that in Yoshi's Island. Yeah, they just feel awkward. I think they feel awkward even to Japanese audiences, is what I would guess. There's just something about it.
What a pain! What a pain!
Just imagine the confusion for Australians who read upside down. Yeah, Australians I feel like have to typically they have to play like this, and I'm like, how you Australians, you fucking out there, man. Hanging upside down from your koala trees, playing your video games backwards, speaking in reverse. It's a whole country of fucking David Lynch fans out there. I feel for you guys. Yeah. Lana had a real hard time.
Strawberry on the shortcake! What a
I really wanted clean audio of him screaming "strawberry on the shortcake" as a ringtone, but I could never get it. Unfortunately, wait, I can't remember because there are like I did import the soundtrack back in the day, and there are like there are a lot of musical stings and interludes, but I don't think it has. Yeah, it definitely doesn't have like Western Travis. Unfortunately. God, he goes blonde when he powers up, yeah. He goes supersonic.
Blueberry cheese brownie!
There it is. That's what we were waiting for. Oh yeah, they were so excited to have shaders. He said the thing! He did. The way blood and money explodes out of them, screams "Let it die." That was another suited joint, wasn't it? I gotta get back. I played that game a little bit and I did enjoy it. It's like, this is pretty cool. Just didn't go back to it, unfortunately.
Yes.
Many Japanese gamers don't know how to use an Xbox controller due to how unpopular the Xbox is over there. The lack of X and O is disorienting. I could see that. Yeah. I mean, same thing here. People complaining. Uh-oh. Hold on. Robo vacuums eat cords. No. No. Frustrating. Hold on a second. I gotta tuck some cords away. One moment. All right. Apologies. You're gonna hear old RoboVac humming around in the background.
That the best you got?
Hey, come on. Also, I didn't put any product in my hair today, so I'm hiccuping. I think it is coffee. I think coffee makes my like diaphragm spasm, which is unpleasant, but also makes me sound like a Andy Griffith lush. I want to stun him. Maybe you can't? You can't stun the Beam Saber Mans?
What a pain!
Coffee gives me heartburn sometimes. It can do that for me if I've been like drinking or doing otherwise terrible things to my stomach. Yeah. It's a shame, because man, do I love coffee. So it's... I wondered what this I guess this is what getting old is like, man. It's the things that used to bring you joy now start to bring you pain, and you have to make a very difficult decision about whether or not it's worth it. I think it's Santa Destroy. That's right. That's where he lives. Which I guess is supposed to be like San Diego, maybe, or just some Southern California thing. Have you been well? Yeah, I've been great. Ooh, Swag YOLO, 666 Swag YOLO 420. Thank you for the sub. Hey, what's up, Trey? Good to see you again.
What a pain! This is the end!
Oh, it's like slow-mo. That's not a dessert though, Travis. Seriously, M4 has a spooky Halloween event? What? Cool. Oh. Sometimes having a little food in your stomach for having coffee helps in my advanced years. I've seen that on the internet, or like just a full glass of water, just so it's not an empty stomach and then coffee. Yeah. I'll have to check that out, Trey. Maybe I'll pick up my single player save. They completely redid the first level. Oh, and Serious Sam? Alright. Maybe I'll start a...
Your ranked fight begins just up ahead. Win, and you will be 10th. Lose, and hell.
I wonder if you can turn on subtitles.
Are you up to this?
Yep, I'm wearing the magical gamer shirt today.
Whatever
It seemed
you need
appropriate.
to do,
Seemed
do
very
it now.
Travis touchdown.
Your opponent. Some call him
Oh,
the Holy
not redid but
Sword.
spookified?
He
Perfect.
is good, but I know you can take him. You are the man. I am the tiger. He only looks tough because his mother was an ugly bitch. Take it to the red zone. Assassin's Way at full throttle. Unleash your power. Show no mercy. Bring me death metal set. Enter when you are prepared to fight. I believe in you and your force. Now, off to the Garden of Madness.
It's also weird, as creepily gamer as this game can be, it actually does have a pretty cool female cast. Like Bad Girl's cool. Shinobu is awesome. The lady with the prosthetic leg. Like it's weirdly diverse. For being a gamer game. Hold on. No! Need more cords. No! Stop it! Sorry. Ironically, one of the projects I did this week was organizing cords at my desk. But that means there's just a couple that are poking out that I haven't. Oh, what are you doing there, Travis? That I haven't completely stowed away. So, hey, what's up, Kaylee? Good to see you. They took away riding the drones. What? You? Aw. Crow team, why you gotta be mean to us like this? End up going with the Velcro. No, I went with a different. Dang it! I went with a different kind of adhesive like cord thingy. So these it's the ones that have a little like hooky zip thing. It's not quite a zip tie, but it's essentially like a loop that you pull through a clasp, and then you can like pull it tight if you want to. I'm hoping that using that instead of just like a hard plastic ring will prevent the like, I think it's the tension of the cords that's like shearing the adhesive and eventually popping it off the desk. I'm hoping that this will basically mean that there's just one point of tension, and that yeah, cable harness, I guess, yeah, but it's just a little plastic thing. So I'm hoping that with that harness, then the cables can sort of like float a little more freely and not with the resting tension of all those cables, like eventually pry the thing off of my desk. I also went over the area that I was adhering it to a couple times with rubbing alcohol just to make sure it was like nice and clean. And yes. So hopefully, oh wait, you get new wrestling masks. That's how you learn new moves. New luchador masks. Referring to like Travis Touchdown's past of being a professional wrestler. Why are you going back for the cords? Contemplating if I want to buy Pikmin 3. That's a good pickup for the Switch. Especially, I mean, like, at this point, what's left on Wii U that hasn't been fully ported? I guess all the Wii stuff, like Metroid Prime Trilogy, you can't really get that on Switch. Which, that should come to Switch. Maybe I could see them doing something like, maybe as a promotional beat before Prime 4 comes out, which I'm sure it will. All the HD Zeldas. I mean, it was just... Oh, I guess it was Twilight Princess and Wind Waker, right? Huh. Oh yeah, and Xenoblade Chronicles X, yes.
Sweet.
Does Robovac like chords? I don't know that Robovac necessarily gravitates towards them, but if it gets a hold of one, it can be problematic. We've had a couple of things break. Because like it'll grab a cord and then start yanking on it, and then it'll basically create like a shear point between the USB cord if it's plugged into something, and then it can just like cronk it off inside of the port if it pulls it just the right way. Is today the day of the 24-hour stream? No, that was a week ago. That happened, sorta. I will do another. Tits. Don't worry about that. I think the next one will be a DS roulette. I need to bonk around with DS Emulator a little bit and get familiar with it. But... Oh, what's up, mini calculator? Calculator.
Quite beautiful, wouldn't you say? Paid for with the lives of many. When you have the strength to take life for yourself, that is true wealth. I am free of desire. So long as I have this scenery to look upon, I need nothing more. Please leave me be.
You're the one leaving. In a body bag.
I'll only say this once more. Leave here now!
Huh. Me leave? You obviously don't know me.
You don't get it, do you?
Hey, you know what paradise is, right?
Paradise.
Oh crap.
This is paradise.
I gotta go shut my bedroom
Place where
door too.
Dreams are fulfilled. Well, you've had your dream, old man.
Robovac,
Time to wake up.
This is no paradise.
All right, then what is it?
A place to die.
I'm
Oh,
glad you
man.
and I are on the same page here.
Robovac was like just about to chomp on that, munch on that
No
carpet.
idea,
You know what I mean?
do you? What a pity.
You got a 1440p monitor?
And cry.
You're in it, man.
Arrogant, crude little shits like you come around from time to time.
Nice chance. Thank
Listen
you.
well, young one.
Hey,
The
Straight Frisco,
wall
thanks for
is
the sub.
high,
What's your favorite No More Heroes
you
game?
will
Probably the first one. The second one took itself a little bit more seriously, weirdly. I still like the second one quite a bit.
Now draw.
I also I really like Shinobu, so I'm glad she was
that to your grave.
more of a character in the second one.
This guy.
Dining in style, a chef and trusty nutritionist having every category. A team of hot yoga instructors to keep me in shape. Nurses to attend to my body. Maids and loyal servants at my bed. Maids knocking on my door every 2 hours.
I guess he's talking about paradise for himself.
Every day full of excitement and luxury. That'd be the life.
Yeah. I guess it's his internal monologue.
And it's the life of winners. That'll be my life. I thirst for selflessness.
I think it's pretty interesting that pretty much all the assassins are just kind of hanging out. Travis comes in to fuck everything up. So yeah, they're living the life of
Killers? They'll croak anyway.
internationally famous assassins.
I realize there's really. What else can I do to keep going? Maybe before I jumped in. Gotta find the exit. That exit to paradise.
This made more sense when the monologue came out of the Wii remote.
Can't see anything.
It did. I don't know. I think it still fits this game's weird sensibility.
It sucked the life out of me. I need to get out before I bail. Something deeper. My instincts is taunting me.
God. The sound is like the sound is peaking coming out of the Switch. Pretty sure. Yeah, it's like crackling. That's a good video game right there. Hey, what's up, Image Blur? How's your favorite E-boy doing? Pretty great, man. Just another day of hot gaming on the internet. Playing games that came out over 10 years ago. That's right, ladies and gents. This is a retro game.
Why, you? Will be interesting.
Also, this music track is really good. It's one of my favorites on the soundtrack. Oh, Metal Gear Rising vibes, but more tongue-in-cheek. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Definitely not as polished as Metal Gear Rising, so be careful about that. This is not a Platinum Games joint, really. You're not gonna get that level of sophistication from the gameplay. It also has an open world segment that you'll see in a second here, which is even less like Metal Gear Rising. There is an open world for some reason, and you kind of have to do a lot of weird small mini games in between the actual levels. Yeah, you can mow lawns. You just basically do a ton of shit jobs.
The moment I've been waiting for. The name Holy Sword is now yours.
You're joking, right? I don't care about titles or power. I just want to be #1.
Then master the ways of the assassin.
Here's your ticket to paradise, old man.
She's like right there. Rank C. Ball. Oh, took too long. And you were just a little pest today, RoboVac. Nah, it's better than vacuuming. Gotta keep remembering that. Yeah, RoboVac got my rank down.
Crazy. Sweet.
I'm gonna stand for that. Hey, Chris. Oh, Chris, thank you for the cheer. This is my house now. Nice yacht out there. I don't know, Captain. I feel like Suda's probably... This doesn't feel super drug-induced.
Travis. I didn't think you had it in you.
More like Suda would do like 2 shots of tequila and then start writing ideas on a dry erase board.
Congratulations. You are now
Are you doing a
ranked
drunk election
10th.
night stream, or is that just me without the stream?
What?
That's a good question. I haven't decided. I genuinely do not want to be live on air if shit goes weird.
I'm not feeling the sense of accomplishment that I should have. So I just gotta do this a few more times, right?
Like, I don't
If
think
you
it
so choose,
would be good if...
yes.
And you will keep your promise?
I'm hoping...
There is nothing
I'm hoping that this
association
is still a
cannot
civilized nation, but
And
the
if
way
I
people are talking, it
refuse?
might not be.
do. As the 10th
Oh, to keep our minds
assassin,
off of it?
You are
I
now
guess,
a
yeah,
target
that
for
could help
those who
them.
want to
It would probably help
replace
me
you.
get my mind off of it, too.
Anytime.
But I would definitely want to keep track of stuff, and
Number
I don't know.
11 could be right around the corner, ready to put a knife in your eye.
Do a hydration stream,
So
just
what
drink
you're
water
telling
and
me is
G
that I gotta continue
Not
fighting.
a bad idea.
There's no way out of this. You
Nothing
set
could go
me
wrong
up,
watching an
bitch.
election on Twitch with
Put
1 or 2
your
light
bitch
beers in me.
And get with the program.
Play
There's only
Raven?
one road out of here.
What's Raven?
No turning back.
Okay, how
Do
about
you mean
this?
Riven, the
If I
sequel to
become
Myst?
#1, will you do it with me?
Maybe. Maybe not.
Come on, just once.
Only real gamers bargain for sex. Haggle. Play Fear, that's a good idea. Tropico. Cool. Yeah, here's Travis's shitty apartment. Always saving on the toilet. The ultimate gamer apartment. It's, yeah, even this is a little bit nicer than I think most gamer apartments. Wash your hands, Travis.
Am I ready? Anytime. Gotcha.
Travis screams graduated incel. A little bit, yeah. Oh, this is it. Hold on.
Moe.
That's so good. He like Spike's camera. The acknowledgement of the player. This is pretty good sometimes. Oh hey. Do do do. Boo doo doo. Boo doo doo. Boo doo doo. Oh. Yeah. head spin. See, like, these are good-ass shirts. It's interesting that it's reflected or it's reversed because you're in a mirror. That's ray tracing, baby. Yeah, you can play with the cat. Oh, that's right. He like got drunk and then bid on a laser sword on eBay. And then he won the laser sword. And then because he had a laser sword, he killed an assassin because he met a girl in a bar that dared him to do it. And now that he's done it, he's in the rankings for assassins. And he wants to be the best assassin. So the story started with him like bidding on shit on eBay. Ah, good times. This game run well on the Switch. It runs very well so far. Pretty buttery smooth 60. It runs a lot better than it did on the Wii. Nope. I won't, no.
There are no messages.
Kind of answering machine. Can I? Oh, there we go. Okay. I can't remember the cat's name. Oh, this is to watch cutscenes, I think. Is this the intro? Yeah. All right. There's an N64 on the shelf. Oh, Gene, that's right. Doll. Also, yeah, nothing says a single gamer like owning one cat. Travis' sister is Gene. Yeah, wasn't there like... There's like some hyper drama involving his sister or something, but they tell it to you through hyper sped up dialogue. So there's no way anyone's gonna know any of that stuff. It also doesn't matter, but it's like some weird, like, I can't remember. It's like really fucked up shit. But they just like drop the entire backstory of all those characters in like one hyper condensed thing that's fast forwarded through. I think somebody had to upload it to YouTube and like slow it down to get the whole lore out of it, and it's like really, really raunchy. Oh, Iceman, thank you for the sub. Gerdoom, thanks for the prime. And BMzabub, thank you for continuing your sub. I never really went back and listened to the whole thing. Maybe I should do that this time. Cisco, I don't think Travis is implicated in any of the bullshit, but I recall there being like, yeah, sexual assault and incest and stuff. I think. This is not great. Alright. One of these fucking days I'll stop being poor and be able to afford my own subscription? Ah, it's fine. Hey, we've all been poor. Can you believe, before I got my 1 million subs, that I was poor too? It's true. Oh yeah, this stupid motorcycle. I know it's hard. I know it's... Oh, could you do first-person motorcycle before? I don't remember that. Maybe? Oh, there's a car in the way. Oblong Melon, thanks for the prime sub. Reximus128, thank you for the sub.
The next fight has been arranged. You don't have a lot of time, so I'll just tell you what you need to know. The 9th ranked assassin is currently Dr. Peace.
Oh, the blink to change POV? Yeah.
Actually,
And a reset camera, though.
A dirty and unscrupulous detective with plenty of dark secrets about him. Illegal investigations, illicit sales, black marketing. He is your one-stop shop for
Look,
marketing
I'm
illegal
chewed up
goods.
pretty bad, and I
And on
think
top
my
of
leg's
that,
broken.
he's a
Thank you for the
So you
trained
better
the
go
cheers.
on
Will
without
there
me.
be-
Some work for
Will there
the
Get
ever be a
yourself
crowd
out of here
play
while you
stream?
still
He's
can.
up there ranked on the list.
Be a little more
To be
specific?
frank,
Because I may have already done some
You
things
won't
like that.
stand a chance against him. You're as good as dead. What's it going to be, cowboy?
Put me in, coach.
All right, please transfer 150,000 LB dollars.
What? 150,000 LBs?
Oh, like Jackbox?
My overhead costs?
Not a big fan of
Tell me
Jackbox, to
that
be
you
honest.
were not expecting so many zeros on that price, or
I'm just
that I
generally
missed
not a
the
big fan of
offer.
party games that
We have an elite staff
like
of
apples to
assassins.
apples or
Personally,
things that are
I think
really
it's
just
a bargain.
a random jumble of words that people ascribe a lot of comedic value
But you
to because
really
it's
think
so
I got
random.
that kind of dough
Not really
on
my
me?
style.
What the hell am I supposed to do?
You are supposed to do your job. You've been hired to kill someone.
I like the
So do it
trivia games in
and quit your
Jackbox,
whining.
but
Plus, on-the-job training.
I don't
will be
know.
good for you. If
It's
you're
just like
interested,
every game of Jackbox is a race to masturbation and
advertisement
poop
agency.
jokes.
But really, there are reasons. I'll tell you where it is later.
I'm running late for my facial.
Oh yeah,
Catch up
right.
later, okay?
What?
I put come and win every time in Jackbox, pretty much. And I realize, believe me, I realize the irony of saying that while wearing a shirt that proudly says "come" on Real 2003 substream. Nah, I'm more of a Quake guy. But yeah, all right. I can't remember this mini game. Is this just like beating people up for money? Yeah, I mean, Prez Kane, you're correct. Come is hilarious. Everything about it's funny. There's nothing that's not funny about it. This track is really good too.
May you find your overpass?
That's why I never understood that feel. Not an English speaker, it sounds like. Burger suplex. Nothing funny about blasting rope. Hey, Robovac's done.
Travis, hey, it's a bad day.
Malcolm, you like to insist that I talk about cum a lot, and I really don't. In fact, I'll wager that you've brought it up about as many times as I've talked about it. I'll wager that. I will. I just think that perhaps my commentary on the topic is memorable. Does that motorcycle have a reverse gear? No, wait. Yes, it does. That's weird. Unlike any motorcycle ever made. Yeah. Is there any motorcycle that has a reverse gear? I don't think there is. Like, you really don't need it. Just put your feet down. Yeah, that's true. This is no ordinary motorcycle. That's a very good point. Oh yeah, there is a hype train. Look at that. An electric could theoretically. I have an electric bike, and it doesn't have. It doesn't even have gears. Actually, an electric motorcycle would be even less likely, because at least a normal transmission in a motorcycle has different gears. So yeah, a reverse gear would be heavier, right? Yeah, all of them. It's called your feet. Yep. Don't those Can-Am Spiders have reverse? Are those like the trikes? Yeah, I used to, I ripped this soundtrack and then loaded it onto an MP3 CD. Blasted that shit driving around in my Golf. I don't know if an electric motor could reverse polarity. Oh, yeah, you're right. It wouldn't be like that. I mean, yeah, you're right. It is, because there are no gears. It's just, well, I guess I assume there aren't any. It's not like I've disassembled my bike. But I do assume that it's just a, power going to a rotor that spins in one direction, and that's it. Stabilize, thank you for the cheer. So you're right, yeah. It would have to spin the other direction. Electric vehicles don't have gears, because a gearbox would be torn apart by the torque. Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. I love how simple electric motors are. It just removes all the moving components, and all the power just comes from electricity. It's fantastic. And it's like, it's kind of neat because it's basically the same weight, because you just basically trade all the metal and chunky parts for a giant-ass battery. I'd somehow acquire a bunch of anime songs and listen to them in that car on a data CD. Yeah. That's exactly what I did. I had this. I had the One Gun Midnight Maximum Tune soundtrack, F-Zero GX soundtrack, just a bunch of like really driving Japanese game soundtracks. Really good cruising music. Collect coconuts.
This joke is for you. Don't forget.
Stable Ice, thank you for the year's worth of subs. Or sorry, wait, no, hold on, I misread it. I saw 12 and just my mind went blank. Thank you for gifting 12 subs. That is basically a year's worth of subs that you've gifted other people, but thank you very much. Datonade, thank you for the resub. It's not powered by thousands of explosions and instead powered by lightning, and I don't know which is cooler. Yeah! Internal combustion engines are metal as fuck, really. You're basically sitting on a rapid-fire bomb. I want EVs to have a gearbox, though, mostly because top speed would match IC cars. Yeah, that's true. I imagine the weight, like, it's just a weight trade-off. Like, obviously weight added because of a bigger capacity battery is useful. But, yeah, it's just design within tolerance, you know? If a car is going to go highway speeds and not go, you know, 350 miles an hour, you don't need to shift up through gears, just have the one, and it becomes a much more efficient vehicle. Kind of reminds me of, there was like, I thought you said you were done cleaning. You're still going? It's coming back. You said you were done. I heard you say you were done. What are you doing? An acquaintance, I remember, was kind of musing, like, if the speed limit is like 70, why do they make cars go 120 miles an hour? It's like, well, if a car was designed, engineered to top out at the exact speed you were supposed to drive, it would be horrifically inefficient. Friend of mine, she was a bit weird, used a Barbie head as a gear stick topper. That's awesome. When you think about it, there was a point where most of the world was powered by explosions, and I think that's beautiful. Yeah, explosions, steam. Just like it's kind of cool to think that yeah, humanity figured out a way to harness all of these things that would normally absolutely melt the skin off of you. That was a fun thing I realized after I wasn't paying attention how to do a rolling sabat. Oh, okay, I guess that's it. Electric conversions of cars with the manual gearbox are the best? Really? I guess, yeah, that makes sense.
That's easy.
I feel like replacing... Yeah, there's a lot to consider there. When it comes to, like, replacing the engine but keeping the weight distribution the same. Why are you back? You said you were done. Some people even the motor from your Zero bike? That makes sense. I imagine that's probably a really easy motor to get at. It's a remaster or a port. It's a HD remake, I guess, is the official line. I don't think any of the assets were brushed up, but it's definitely running at a higher resolution and way better frame rate. Good camera angle.
That's easy.
Gotta put the motor in the middle, get that 50-50 distribution. Yeah, but then, like... the car doesn't have, like, a negative space for that. So I guess you gotta... What, do you have, like, a giant bump poking up into the interior of the car?
It's easy.
Chad, I'm gonna get stoned, it's time. Yeah? Kicking back on a Friday, huh? I've realized, interestingly, a pretty big value of not...
It's easy.
Smoking, weed, vaping, eating edibles all the time is your dreams are a lot more vivid. And that can be a really important way to stimulate your creativity. A lot of dreams can, like, just give you shit way out of left field or connect ideas that your brain would have never connected in your conscious mind. So it's interesting. I feel like you kind of trade the actual dream state for like a mini dream state while you're awake, and maybe I need to Google a little bit and see what that dynamic's all about.
It's easy.
Post-weed sober dreams are scary. Really? Do they? Why is that? Do they tend to be more, like more vibrant or something like that? Taking breaks from weed is great. Very important for the psyche. They're always so vivid after taking a break. Man, that's. I mean, if there were any health risk, I imagine people would have stumbled upon it long ago. So I'm not super worried that like, that's like. It's natural to think that that's indicative of like your brain is missing out on something it needs, so it has to catch up. But, yeah, mine are also very vivid after when I take a break. Wow, this seems like it's a known phenomenon then. Yeah, I mean it happened to me. Like I said, this was a no weed, no coffee week, and I had a pretty wild dream where I was infiltrating a religious cult. And I guess yeah, it's just like very vivid and sticks with you, and you can remember it very clearly after you wake up. I had one of those dreams where you forget it's not real last night. I had like a whole 2 days in my head. I love and hate those. Man, I love those. I love those a lot. Because you get to live another life. And like, when they're that vivid, you really... like, I'd like to think that that's where video games will go someday. To some degree, they're kind of there. If you get really stoned and play VR, you can kind of get there a little bit. I smoke pretty regularly and definitely dream more vividly when I take a break for 2 weeks or so. Huh. Never smoked, but sometimes I'll have crazy vivid dreams full of false memories. It gets real confusing. Oh, so like when you wake up, you're not sure if those things happened to you in the past or if it was just in the dream? There's yeah, I think what sticks with me the most is like certain areas, locations. Like I'll go into an area in a dream, and in my waking mind, I'll be like, part of that has to be somewhere I've been before, because it was just so... It was like hitting parts of my brain that... Then again, it's your brain lying to itself, basically. But I'm like, this feels too familiar. Like, whether it's just like the placement of like ramps or railings or the layout of windows. Like, this is definitely something my brain has seen before and latched onto, and maybe it mashed it with other things. Oh yeah. I hate those dreams that are too real, because one time I had a dream where I was the happiest I've ever been, and then I woke up and was the most depressed I've ever been. Yeah, Lime Spice, Jesus Christ. Yeah, your brain can really fuck with you sometimes. I had a dream where I had a kid, and I remember holding my child and just feeling like love pour out of my entire body toward this little lump of shit in my hands. Just feeling it like flow out of my eyes. Like it was just such a powerful feeling. And yeah, I woke up from that just kind of devastated at the depth of the feeling that I had felt, and now it being gone. It wasn't as tragic as like losing a child or anything like that, but it was more like, that's when parents describe like looking at your child and the whole world changing. I actually did feel that for a second. Gunt Bunglore, thank you for the sub. Was it a baby version of Lawrence? I mean, I amusingly can't really remember specifically what the baby looked like. But that's some Death Stranding shit. I'm like, I have a dream where I'm holding the baby version of myself. Pizza Butt. Kill Pizza Butt CEO. That seems alright.
May you find your uppercut?
Oh, hey, what's up, Wawila? Reminds me of Captain Picard living 3 full lifetimes in different simulations. I don't recall that episode. The one I remember is where he, like, his fake heart is having a problem. It got like zapped or whatever. So Q busts in and like shows him his life if he didn't take risks, and takes him back to like the moment where he got stabbed. That was a really cool episode, by the way. God, there's so many just amazing, amazing episodes of Next Generation. Ones that are like, this is basically movie quality in terms of the writing. Oh, there's a space probe that makes him live a whole life. Oh, okay. He plays the flute. Ah, I do remember Picard's flute. Wearing that stupid little robe. I dreamt I was pregnant once and had panic attacks for 2 days. Oof. Good lord. I can understand that. They update control schemes for this game. I don't know. Yes, they had to, because it's not on a Wii remote. I don't know why I did that. Ow. Oh, the inner light? Yeah. It's great because it, like... One of the cooler things about Next Generation, I don't know if... I'm sure it wasn't the first show to do this, but I really did like the sort of... There was a continuing narrative thread about Q and what he was doing, and it's like he shows up and he's a space jester to begin with, but after a while you start to understand, wait a minute, no, there's a method to his madness. Basically grooming the Enterprise specifically, but also humankind to try to stop the Borg. It was cool the way that sort of came together across various episodes. That one in particular was Q trying to make sure that Picard had no regrets about dedicating to being confrontational when he needs to be. Like, don't play it safe. We don't need that, and I don't need you second-guessing yourself. So, I'll let you live your life out this other way, just so you know for sure that you did it the right way, and you learn to trust your a chaotic good god. Yeah, I know that like other Star Trek series played with a Q continuum quite a bit more, and maybe changed what they're all about, which is kind of why I'm glad I haven't watched it so much. I don't know. It's weird. I like Next Generation so much that I'm afraid to watch more Star Trek and see what they've done to the canon and stuff like that. Also, with Picard Picard and Discovery, are those series in Abrams' verse, or are they in old Star Trek canon? They've got to be an old canon, right? But is it like post Nemesis, where? Because Nemesis had some shit go down. I was asleep next to my lover after a long night of dancing. Our friends in another room were smoking weed. There was a huge tree filled with chirping birds outside. It was about 6 a.m. or so. One of them burst into the room screaming, "The birds, help! The birds on the trees are growing. They are chirping. The alien birds, they're chirping and coming for us. The trees are growing." Poor thing was having a bad trip. We helped her, but it was so funny. Oh man, that weed must have had something in it. Huh. That's a shame, but good for you for helping her out. Yeah. Gaff, you're correct. There are some dud Next Generation episodes. It's not wall-to-wall quality. Very few shows are. But the highs are very, very high. They're made by people who only saw the movies. They're entirely their own things. What, really? The new series are just based on... Huh. That's turbo weed or not weed. Yeah, that shit was laced, man. Have you watched Deep Space Nine? I've seen some of it. Doesn't the old canon lead into Abrams' verse? I don't remember there being a whole lot of Worf's Son episodes or Write Out. There are some episodes where they try to write kids onto the show, you know, more than Wesley Crusher, who was basically the the self-insertion for the entire audience of nerdy little white kids. I don't know. I didn't mind. The Worf and Worf Kid related Alexander related episodes were kind of neat. It was a neat story to tell. I think, looking back on it now, you can certainly read a whole lot of, like, mixed race dialogue into those episodes. I mean, Worf is black, yes, but more like his son being half Klingon and growing up in human society and kind of being rejected by both. That's a really cool subject to bite off, especially in the early 90s, when we were all lying to ourselves and telling ourselves that racism was done. Man. I'm just thinking about it, man. That show tackled a whole lot of really cool topics in really interesting ways. That's really strange, though, man. So the new Star Treks are just kind of their own thing, too. Huh. And yeah, I've heard Deep Space Nine is really good, just in a different way than TNG. Like it's more political minded, which I like Babylon 5. So Worf is space black. The only race that white supremacists like better than white? Well, it's because Klingons are metal. You know? They just eat bugs and sleep on metal slabs and stab each other a lot and then growl. Man, Michael Dorn. Everyone in that show killed their characters, murdered them. I loved it so much. Not enough slapping alien women. You're getting hysterical. Just one open palm smack. Good old Yeoman Chambers with her beehive and her fucking clipboards of paper. Was it Chambers? I'm trying to remember. In TOS. Ferengi might be stereotypes. Man. Yeah, that's a little bit closer to the vest, right? Women are not allowed to own property. They're not allowed to wear clothes. Some of the... yeah, it's an extreme version of, I guess, dealing with sexism. The tits in TOS were there to distract the censors from the race issues they were tackling. Yeah, or religious issues. Quite a few episodes in TOS could be seen of like challenging the notion of a god. And while the crew does often like profess that they believe in the one god, they play with that notion a little more than anything on TV did back then. Yeah. Michael Dorn used his money from TNG syndication and collects old jet fighters. Holy shit, that's awesome. Okay. I gotta get some water. I'll be right. Yeah, Pheasant, they literally met. It's actually, there's a clip in my reel of them meeting Poseidon, I think. They meet literal Greek gods, yeah. It happens. Yeah, Star Trek is cool. Or is it Adonis? Yeah, the man without nipples. Can't have any nipples on broadcast TV. Alright, hydrate. See you guys soon. I'm realizing now, too, one of the things I, in retrospect, do actually like about TNG as well is Picard is a really interesting and good character, but they're not afraid to show his flaws, too. Like, he's just wretched with kids. Just horrible. And the episodes where they force him to be around children are pretty great. Remember that one, like, edgy teen that he was stuck with? Or anytime he had to interact with, like, Wesley and how awkward that was.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, Galaxy Quest is the perfect parody. Fuck, man. It's also just a phenomenal movie in its own right. Let me see, hopefully there's an option for subtitles or something. There it is. Boop. Horizontal. Haven't seen Galaxy Quest? You should check it out. It's like knowing Star Trek tropes helps, but is by no means required because it's just a good movie. It's really heartwarming. It's super well acted. Great blend of comedy and drama. Great characters. One of Sam Rockwell's like first big roles, and he murders it in that movie. I mean, he murders it in everything he's in, but and like geez, Alan Rickman is in it. Sigourney Weaver. Fuck, man. And Tim Allen actually, like, he's got chops. He actually does a great job in that film. I don't know how close that character is to himself. I actually did watch the documentary about Galaxy Quest, and he seems pretty aware, right? It doesn't seem like it's just Tim Allen being Tim Allen in the 90s. Yeah, Sam Rockwell's Iron Man 2 guy, yep. Moon. No, he did a great job. Saw a video said the best thing about Picard was that whenever there was a tough decision to make, he let all the bridge crew weigh in so we could hear as many perspectives as possible. From there, he'd go with their suggestions or decide on his own if he thought he had a better plan. The ability to stick to a decision and trust others and yourself is a big deal. Yeah, Buska. Yeah, that's one of the things that really attracted me to the show, is just how civil, constructive, and collaborative every character is. You know, they have their flaws. Barclay's like written into the show to make it more flawed. But yeah, the ultimate diplomat. Exactly, Captain. The pilot of Next Generation actually drives that home to almost an annoying degree. There are multiple times. I mean, the entire show sometimes is built on Worf saying we should shoot at it and Picard saying no. But, like, TOS, Kirk just shot at everything. Because it was, you know, it was Wild West. If there's something weird, you shoot at it. But Encounter at Farpoint was really important because not only is the leading man not a young, attractive dude, but also he doesn't shoot at things. The whole point of the pilot was finding a non-violent way to resolve a problem to a mutually beneficial end. And that was so cool and such a different idea for, you know, a science fiction show. Sailor Rum Ham. Thank you for the Prime sub. And Imoro, thank you for the Prime. Imagine if Worf was on TOS. Well, I mean, they had Klingons at the end of TOS. They just kind of looked brown. The makeup got a little better. It's actually pretty cool because they were set up to be the like big galactic bad guys at the end of TOS, and then flash forward to Next Generation, and there's one on the bridge, and he's part of the crew. Just like, there it is. Neat moments.
What a pain!
Wait, you were still alive. My bad. What's your favorite TNG episode and why is it Inner Light? Is it? It might be Inner Light.
You're a joke!
The series finale is real solid. I'm trying to think. Of like all-time Hall of Famers. There's the Four Lights one that's pretty good. There's the one where basically Riker is being mentally conditioned and tortured. And it's like almost Philip K. Dick vibes in that episode where you as the audience don't know whether or not he's going crazy or if he's being conditioned or whatever. The one where they're like playing poker at the beginning, and that's kind of the framing device. Oh shoot, I ran out of time. I wasn't paying attention. Womp womp. Too busy thinking about Star Trek. TOS had colonialistic and imperialist vibes, in that problems were to be destroyed in order to make things better for everyone. Yeah, it's the presumption that, you know, like we're from civilization and we're out here to tame space. Yeah, it was a wagon train to the stars. It makes sense. So yeah, when Next Generation came along with the idea of the Prime Directive, you know, not interfering with other cultures, that the emphasis really is on exploration and learning, not necessarily on, you know, rolling out the American way of life to space. Measure of a Man is hands down the best TNG episode. Which one is that? What happens in that one? I don't know the names of any episodes, but like I will know the entire episode from watching the first like 3 minutes. Bread Girl, thank you for the big weed donation. Thank you very much. Stale Bread, thanks for gifting us up. Hey Glavin, happy Friday. Oh, well thank you. LSD Pizza Time, great name. I'm glad I could give you some laughs, man. That's the best I think anyone could ask for. Yeah, Dr. Surf, this is the Switch release.
Go! You're a
Big murder. Oh, you don't get roulettes on these because that would make it. I would make it potentially very easy. Come here.
Go! You're a die! You're a
Measure of a Man is the data is a life form trial. Oh man, that one's intense. That one's intense. Yeah, I remember that one. Fuck, man. That one gave me feelings. So many good episodes, man. Actually, I've talked about this before, quite a while ago, but I remember there's like an episode where basically it's just about Geordi being an incel. Like, he just can't get a date. Or like he's on a date in 10 forward and it goes wrong or goes bad, and then he just like starts whining to Guinan, excuse me. Why is the game volume so GD loud? That's just the game. It truly is. Like, it's not loud now, but the combat volume is just way out of whack. That's that Suda51 charm, I think. That episode has a single best Picard speech.
But shit like this won't fly.
There's a lot of really good ones, actually. I just remember the one from the Dark Materia remix. You don't deserve to wear that uniform. Nautical truth or personal truth? God, now I gotta hear it. Now I gotta hear it. Now I gotta hear it. This is where all thoughts of Star Trek go. They all go here. Hold on. I gotta... Alright, I'm back. I paused the recording so that I wouldn't completely yank somebody's good creative work. Anyway, if you're watching this on YouTube, go type in Dark Materia Picard song. Good shit. Oh yeah, it was on PS3. I forgot about that.
Travis, welcome.
Kill until you die. Amen. Wait, they said I could afford to do the next assassination mission, right?
May you find your...
Hated Dr. Pulaski. She was just so mean and unfun. She was like the only character that would actually challenge Picard, and kept doing it. So I appreciated her for that. But yeah, as a viewer, you know, she's got that matronly hair. She's kind of a stern character. I think most, like, especially compared to Crusher, who's a lot kind of softer as a character. But in retrospect, I appreciate that. I mean, Star Trek kind of has a legacy of being inclusive. Maybe grasping a little hard to tick those boxes off lately, but I did at least appreciate that there was a show in the early 90s of a professional woman who's, you know, a little older, and that people actually listen to. Like, she's not useless the second she gets crow's feet, you know? So I think there's value to Pulaski's character, aside from just being a crowd pleaser. I guess it's the $sign I have to go to. There's an episode of DS9 where they have to go to another station to salvage supplies, but they triggered some Cardassians in cryostasis, and they started going around hunting the salvage team. Star Trek does some scary things. Interesting. I gotta watch DS9 then, huh? I got like I did have a project to watch all of Star Trek, like everything. And I got like halfway through TOS, or season 2 TOS. The 90s wasn't the 1880s. That wasn't revolutionary for the time. Yeah, it was. Talon, it was though. I'm sorry to say, it actually was. Yeah, it was. It's weird to me when people sort of rewrite in their minds history. I was an adult in the 90s. It wasn't. It was though, dude. Whatever, dude. I guess you can have your opinion, but there are fucking many academic studies about it. I mean, the fact that, like, in the series finale, that Dr. Crusher is in command, that shit did not happen, even in the 90s. So, Talon, perhaps you can educate me about
welcome.
About what other 90s TV series that were so commonplace, apparently, that had elderly women in a position of power. I said earlier, oh Jesus Christ, you're being really insufferable right now. Voyager, another Star Trek show, late 90s, whereas I said early 90s, practically every TV show. Okay, so you listed 1, 2 shows, and then said practically everyone. Well, I'm convinced.
May you find your overpass?
Good lord. Good lord. When was Xena? Again, a younger woman. And that show was definitely sexually provocative. Eventually leaned more into the, you know, homosexual vibes, but... Yeah, Murphy Brown was like the only other one. She was also not old, but it was a big deal that she had a child. That's a huge deal. Yeah, and Pulaski and Crusher were not leads. I just mean more the presence of an elderly woman in an ensemble cast that people treated with dignity. Yeah, Murder, She Wrote, and Golden Girls. But the whole point of Murder, She Wrote is isn't it quaint that this old lady's going around solving mysteries? Yeah, it's pulpy. It's not like she was It's not like she was in a military outfit and having like men in power listen to her and respect what she says. But yeah, I mean, Voyager for sure, but that was a statement of intent. Wait, didn't I? Oh, it's like, yeah, this is the one to kill. Kill until I die.
3, 2, 1.
Let's see how long this lasts. Oh, okay. It said kill until I die, but there's a timer. Freaking hell, man. Ugh! I can't charge if they back me into a corner like this. Stop it! I got bad very quickly. Glad that they got stuck on the car. That was very useful. Ow. X-Files? Not an elderly woman. Jesus. What TV shows currently have a woman in power? That's a good question. Tyler Perry? All the Medea films? Game of Thrones? Yeah, not elderly again. Yeah, Game of Thrones was sexist, but that was kind of the point, in a way. It took place in a sexist universe. What modern TV shows do you watch? I mean, not very many, to be honest. I'm probably gonna check out. Oop. Oh, you have to stay alive for that one? I'm probably gonna watch season 2 of Mandalorian because season 1 was really good. Stephanie's got me on a diet of really trashy reality, so Bridezillas and 90 Day Fiance are pretty hot ones. When I was little, I got a chance to go to Universal Studios. Xena and Hercules were my heroes when I was young. I was also terrified of roller coasters and just got off a horrible one that made me sob. The real actors Hercules and Xena found me crying and tried to cheer me up. I was such a happy little girl and got to meet my idols unexpectedly. You got to meet Kevin Sorbo and Lucy Lawless? Turns out Lucy Lawless turned out to be the treasure, and Kevin Sorbo kind of... I mean, he's in movies, I guess. It's weird to me that he was in, like, really shit, like, edge boy comedies, and then completely flipped to being the most, like, neocon conservative Christian guy. Very strange. You watch any animated shows, not including anime? I was poking through, Clone Wars and Avatar. I did the same thing I always do with Avatar, which is get like one DVD's worth in and then put it down. So I need to pick it back up because I know no one needs to convince me. No one needs to convince me that that show's good. I believe you. But oh, I got so lucky. All right, I need to charge up again. Law and Order had an older female captain. Yeah, that was I guess the other example offered of elderly women in positions of authority on TV. Lower Decks is good. Yeah. I guess I should be glad that Star Trek is being a little more utilized as a property. I guess, like, what is Paramount? Paramount's got Star Trek, and they've got Big Bang Theory. Yeah, oh, Picard's flute is here. Fantastic. Oh, yeah. Also, oh, Judge Judy, yeah. People's Court is another show that Stephanie loves. Judge Million, man. Been holding it down.
Travis! Huh.
Yeah, nerd blackface. That is the term commonly applied to that show. It is very much not for me, but if it's for people, that's fine. I guess the thing is, like, there are a lot of basic nerds out there, man, and it's okay. It's okay. That's an incredibly offensive way of putting it. Yeah, it kind of is. It also implies that, like, nerd culture is sacred in the way and can be, like, nerd culture is so tied in with just, what's the word? Consumerism. There's not much of a culture there aside from buying and enjoying products. Whereas blackface is commodifying an entire culture, and I don't know. The comparison itself is a little off color, but I get it. It is nerd bait. Oh, M for mission. That's what it is. All right. Nerd culture is pretty dominant now. Avengers proved that. I mean, yeah, it always was. The second Star Trek released it, or sorry, Star Wars. The second Star Wars came out. It was a worldwide phenomenon, and you know, I think the thing is, whereas nerds seem to tell themselves that they're just into niche things, I think the niche thing is how much they're into it, and maybe they don't want to put it in those terms. Instead of being like, oh, I'm an outcast from society because I like all these weird things. It's like, well, no, everyone likes those weird things. You just like them a little too much, maybe. Being a nerd is more than buying stuff. I think it's kind of tied together, or at least that's certainly how it's represented. How else do you express your extreme love and investment in a fantasy world apart from buying every last thing you can about it, you know? Bullying people for liking games is wrong. Bullying people for Naruto running is justified. It's tough. Bullying is a weird. It's a weird thing. It's tempting to say no one should be bullied for anything, but I do think sometimes when you do something that you know is a little out there, you should expect a little elbow to the ribs, you know? And you shouldn't like if you Naruto run through a mall, people are gonna look at you weird, and that's just what you take on. You just gotta kind of accept it.
3, 2, 1.
Furries own it and do it regardless. Yeah.
I'm gonna kill you.
But furries also have like furries typically have a standard of ethics about that behavior, and like as much as the ones that make the Reddit posts. Oh, did I get hit? Is that it? Oh, I was not paying any attention to this. I do feel like there is a certain understanding that like, hey, you can be into this, but there's no reason to push it in people's faces. Also, to some degree, you're kind of an ambassador for this hobby, so yeah, they also have a bit of anonymity. Huh? Favorite JoJo part? I only just got to Stardust Crusaders, which is weird because that's the arc that I had seen before. So I don't know. As far as favorite part, I like the I'm blanking on the name right now. The one with young Jonathan Joestar. I think that's the one I'm thinking of. He's the old guy in Stardust Crusaders. Hey, Grandpa? Is it part 2? Yeah. Part 2's probably my favorite so far. Phantom Blood, is that what it's called? Okay. Oh, come on! What the hell? What was the range on that kick, man? That dude's got long toes. Just. That's part 2? Okay. Yeah, Joseph. Yeah, thank you. Joseph was a really fun protagonist. Really goofy and stupid. A lot of fun tongue-in-cheek stuff. Stardust Crusaders seems to take itself just a teensy bit more seriously, which is weird. Oh, Jonathan's part 1? Part 1's fun, but I like part 2 a little bit more. Oh yeah, got me with the toenail. That's how it goes. It'd be like that.
Over here!
No! Made you choose this guy's classic game to play? They re-released it. It's out on the Switch now. I'm getting whiffle bopped. I can't remember where you're supposed to go to get. Do you go back to your apartment? Do you call him on the phone? I was distracted by chat. This is the issue, man. I get too into talking about my Star Treks. How am I liking the game so far? It's interesting being reminded of all the little friction in this game. It is not a perfect game, that's for sure. And all these years later, it remains not a perfect game. But I still like the style and the attitude of it quite a bit. I think that really does shine through. Oops. Alright, you have to find a bridge to cross. Stardust Crusaders is when things get weird. Part 4 is where we embrace the weird. Okay. I'm looking forward to more embracing. Stardust Crusaders seems like it's... Yeah, it's just bizarrely self-serious. As serious as JoJo's can be. Every plot beat in JoJo's is laced with melodrama, so it's like... It's not like they're asking me to invest so much in characters, but... Jotaro is a bit of a humorless character. They get some humor out of him being so stoic and shitty sometimes, just being a delinquent. But he's definitely not as goofy as Joseph. And there are some moments where old man Joseph is as goofy as young Joseph, but he's just kind of a different character. He loves his mommy though. Didn't he called her a bitch in like the first episode or something? But he does, I guess. Josuke in 4 is a lot more like Joseph. Okay, great. That's awesome to hear. Jotaro is a lot better as a character in part 4 for what it's worth. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it's just there's a lot of characters who are just a little more austere in part 3, bizarrely. But like stylistically, the stands are really cool.
The next fight has
Okay,
been
you do have to go
prepared.
back to your apartment.
Destroy Stadium. Dr. Peace is waiting for you. Hop to it.
He says mean words, but he's super protective of her still. I mean, I guess. I haven't seen that at all, because they've been, like, traipsing around the world the whole time. Jotaro never expresses anything but contempt for every female character. Yeah. I mean... I hate to put it in such SJW terms, but that is kind of a trend in shonen manga. You see a lot of that in Dragon Ball. Which is one of the reasons why, like... I think that's one of the... more refreshing aspects of My Hero Academia is that it does kind of start to finally put to rest a lot of the like 13-year-old manga stuff that's just been sort of woven into it, and it's very, very, it's just so much better. I'm not sure if the JoJo fandom is ironic or not. I mean, it's kind of like the show itself, right? The idea of kayfabe. I think, is that how you say it? As much as like, I mean, how ironic is wrestling fandom? I think to some degree you know how stupid it is, and that's why you like it. Kayfabe? Okay, I had to look that up the other day. Kayfab? Jesus Christ! Uh oh. Araka gets sidelined hard to be an I'm in love with Deku as her only plot point. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of Hinata in Naruto. Just like, you're just the quiet, bashful one that's in love with the main character and he's too dopey to see. Because doesn't every like awkward young boy wish that they had a really cute, supportive girlfriend, but they're too dopey to realize. There's a lot of crying in My Hero, at least at the beginning. I don't know. Deku's kind of got his shit together at the point where I'm in the story, but I'm sure they'll go back to him crying again. That doesn't bother me so much too, because again, it's like they are trying to at least dispose of some, again, hate to put it in such SJW terms, but toxic masculinity stuff. Heroes are allowed to be vulnerable. They're allowed to feel loss. They're allowed to feel pain. They're allowed to express that. And one of the things I do really like about My Hero is that it doesn't make him weak, even though judged under typical metrics, an audience might see it as a weakness. There's a lot. Trey, he cries a lot. He's an emotional little boy. But I thought pronounced K. How? What is that middle Y like? Sakahagi, thank you for the sub. Was crying a Devilman Crybaby? Yeah, it's just right in the title. Then Hinata and Naruto fuck, and now she does even less. Oh, I didn't watch enough of Naruto to know if they got together. Did they end up together? Also, yeah, Bakugo is a great character. Oh, he's so great. Like I was rolling my eyes at the like dichotomy they were setting up. Kayfabe? Is there like another soft syllable in the middle there? K-E-Fabe? They made a child called Boruto. Got it. I didn't know who Naruto managed to knock up. And good for him, I guess.
Listen to my song.
Love it, man. Style can go so far in games, and so few games have it. Speaking of lack of style, I might crack into Watch Dogs Legion a little bit later. I want to grind through that game because I'd like to do a review on it. I know I'm late already, but that game is kind of styleless, which is weird. I don't know, the UI in that game sucks. That's like the first thing I noticed and can't get over is how bad the UI in that game is. Hey, what's up, Sir Abby? Yeah, turn that down a little more. It hurts because the music is really good. Okay, definitely not peeking now.
I'm gonna kill you.
I don't like them doing that squat. Listen, North Star is the best shonen? Kenshiro cries, he's emotionally vulnerable, he doesn't sideline people for no reason, he's a real person who cares, and that show and story is just the best. Huh. I have never seen Fist of the North Star. This is kind of shades of Deku, that sort of like Rocky archetype. But I always thought Ippo from Hajime no Ippo was one of the better shonen protagonists. But he does kind of tick off all the boxes, you know, hyper awkward around women, not the smartest, tries really hard, doesn't have any natural gifts, but just works extra hard, doesn't have a dad, like no father figure. He's got a big Mara dick though, that's for sure. Got a Pringles can.
Let's go.
Yeah, no. Oh, I know. They never stop referencing Ippo's huge donger, massive dick.
Yes.
Thought this was Skate. Huh. This kind of looks like Skate. How can you be a protagonist without a dead parent? Yeah. Well, it's like, especially in shonen, I feel like there can't be any competition for the visitation or examination of masculinity in the main character. Goku, no dad. Or rather, he's living under the shadow of his dad, Bardock. Naruto, no dad. Deku, no dad. Pokemon, no dad. Although Pokemon not technically shonen. Bleach has a dad? Really?
Cranberry chocolate sundae.
B.
I'll mess you up good.
Well, you know. B. I got it. I got it. Oh, that's right. There was Gohan. That's true. He was barely in the show. Forgot about him. Here we go. How to pronounce... Here we go. Let's do it.
Kayfabe is a term used by pro wrestlers.
Kayfabe. Well, that was easy. Deku's dad is just away on business the whole time. Oh wait, I gotta turn around. Oh, Deku's dad is still around, just works a lot? What? Weird. I mean, it's... I mean, All Might is his surrogate dad, really. His mentor. The vision of, like, the male role model. Also, like, I mean, I guess the mom doesn't work, so yeah. He's trying to decide on when he wants to introduce him. He's gonna... If he introduces him, that's gonna require a lot of explanation.
This is the end! You're a
Where the fuck you been, Pops? Your son has been in multiple near-death experiences and you've just been chilling out, like you've been putting in long hours? That's Japan in a nutshell, absent father figures due to work. That's a good point. It is more of a cultural thing for sure. Yeah. But yeah, you'd think one of the many times that Deku's in the hospital with every bone in his body snapped, that Dad may have shown up with, I don't know, a balloon or something. Not really, though. Sakura in Cardcaptor lives with her dad the whole series. Her mother was dead, though. See, I haven't read enough shoujo to make the comparison, but are there absent moms in shoujo? Because I feel like that would be a pretty easy swipe. Of like, shoujo heroines probably have really supportive and understanding dads, but their moms are not around. Who's paying for the hospital? Yeah, that's a good point. They don't... Wait, did it? Do they have socialized medicine in Japan? They must, right? Because it's a civilized nation that's not the United States. Does that should be like Gon's dad in Hunter x Hunter? Just a big asshole? Well, also, Luffy doesn't have... Luffy doesn't have a dad, right? Or parents, really. Did they ever get into Luffy's parentage in One Piece? It just doesn't seem like it's that kind of show. He does have it. Oh, that's right! That's where he got the... That's right. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Yeah, his dad's in the show, that's right. Is that good or bad? Oops. Yeah, I guess it really is just you gotta have one parent missing. Oop. Which kind of makes me wonder if like kids get a complex about having a normal family. I mean on a larger scale though, that is kind of a bedrock story beat of most fantasy stories. Is that you either don't have a family or the one you have isn't your real family, or they're inherited, or you're an orphan or something like that.
I'll miss you up good.
The whole Harry Potter, Star Wars kind of dynamic.
You're a joke!
I'll miss you up good.
It's gonna mess me up good. Or just you and your dad and your new stepmom wants to bang you. Yeah, we've all been there.
Yes.
Dad gets a new hot big-titted stepmom, but he's working all the time. She's lonely. And you remind her of her dead husband, so...
I'll miss you up good.
That's just the way it goes sometimes.
What a pain!
Drain Bamaged 42. Thanks for the sub. Hey, he's traveling for work.
What a pain!
He's over here. Good.
Should have locked your door at night. Yeah.
You're a joke!
Japanese stepmoms crawling all over you. Mom, please, I'm trying to sleep. Hey, what's up, Fair King? Welcome. Huh. Hey, Axel Bird. Having fun with the game? Yeah, man. This game's a trip. This game's a trip. Thank you, Drain. I will try my best. Hey, man, if
Strawberry on the short.
is that the thing? If I can be so lucky that me just dicking around and playing video games makes people happy, then that is a blessing. You played Killer 7? Yes. I played it back in the day. I haven't played it since it came out. So I'd be interested to play it again. I know that there's a PC port. That game would probably look pretty wild in ultra high def. And this also reminds me of my shame of not finishing Killer is Dead. I think that's the only Suda game I haven't... I didn't finish Silver Case. I didn't like Silver Case very much. Way too slow and weird. Nothing can make me happy, but I do enjoy watching you play games. I'm glad to hear that. I feel like it's something I've struggled to make sense with because it doesn't seem like it should be a thing that is an acceptable way to earn revenue. Like I shouldn't... I don't know. It's kind of flawed idea stacked on flawed idea, but kind of have a philosophical dedication to the idea that work should not be fun. Or you shouldn't be allowed to be paid for things that are fun. That's... But I think it is truly like... It's, people can feed off of the energy of someone who's in their element. That's kind of me.
Cranberry chocolate cider here.
He turns like a tire in this mode. It's really hard to get him to turn around. Excellent. So he's the same as talk show hosts. You entertain me through content and personality. Oh, that's good to hear, Crazy Legs. Yeah, that makes sense. Or like daytime talk radio kind of thing. Just good to have on in the background, mildly stimulating. Just like morning cup of coffee, just a little positivity for your day. If it's something that makes you happy, or it's something that makes you happy and it makes you happy, wait, makes you money and makes you happy, seems like the American dream. Yeah, Drain, you're 100% right, actually. You're hitting on a topic that, here, I'm gonna actually, I saw in a thread somebody complaining that it takes me forever to get through anything because I just stopped playing. I'm about to do it again, sorry, that's just my style. I was thinking a lot about that lately, especially in regards to, like, obviously some recent headlines have had me thinking about the past a little bit. Thank you for the resub, man. Should I call you by your real name? Is that weird? I don't know. I never know if I know somebody's real name, if I should just use their internet name or not. You let me know. I think I've asked you before. But yeah, recent headlines, been thinking about the past a lot, and recall that, like, one of the biggest moral dilemmas I had in, like, 2019 was, you know, I was managing a staff, I was running a brand, I was doing things that seemed important, right? And I was like, my career's going into places, I'm going to be respected, people will think I'm a success. And then I was like, well, if I just walk away from that and just kind of become, you know, another dime a dozen streamer, will I be proud of myself then, or will I feel like I'm achieving something? And yeah, it did kind of take a re-examination of what I valued, and I think being honest with myself about, like, you know, this is life. It's happening right now. Every day is a day less that I have. And how do I want to spend those days, you know? Do I want to spend them earning money for somebody else that I don't really care for, being really stressed out and putting in long hours to make cool stuff, but I just kind of came down to, you know what? It's not so much about living under the shadow of my own ambition anymore. It's about figuring out how I want to spend my days. Oh, you're not worried either way? Okay. Well, we'll just see whatever falls out of my mouth then when I see your name in chat. But yeah, once I kind of thought about it in those terms, I'm like, man, this makes way more sense. And yeah, to To hear you put it like that you can make money and be happy at the same time, that is kind of the dream, isn't it? It doesn't get better than that. It just doesn't. Unless you're going by like the societal scoreboard of achievement, you know? You can never be happy unless you can fall asleep knowing that you're important. But importance is so ethereal. Like, that's a gift you can give yourself. So long as you keep feeding me sci-fi movie discussion, I'll make an effort to be here. That's bizarrely another fact that I've been thinking about is I have to step up or change my diversity of media intake. Ah! Wasn't paying attention. Oh. Got something. Cloud engineer, I'm fucking around with Azure with millions of dollars in computer resources on my couch while watching this. Nice. Does that make you feel like you're in it? You're doing exactly what you should be doing right now? It's all impermanent. Try not to take anything too seriously. It's really good advice. Really good advice.
Hey, he's over here!
I think it was kind of like ambition can be such a dangerous thing. Like, it's important to be ambitious and to have goals. But I think if you let if you absorb those goals and judge yourself against them from factors external to you,
you're a joke.
Then that's I think where it can get a little dangerous. Yeah, I have seen Green Room. That movie is awesome. Great horror movie actually. Topical. Patrick Stewart and Anton Yelchin are both in that. What is this on? This is running on Switch. No, I'm not playing with motion controls. I actually don't mind motion controls in this game. I think it's pretty fun to like really viciously slash in those directions. It didn't really matter with the original Wii remote. Ooh, Hot Buster. You could just kind of jerk it in any direction and it would still count, but it was still fun. I liked it. Sociologists call it the achievement mentality. Many of us are burdened with the expectation to achieve to the highest degree possible, but the definition of achievement we're handed by culture is way fucked. Ah, Lord, you have summarized the issue perfectly. And of course, you know, naturally, any ideas I tag team Taco Twins, Moctezuma and Montezuma. I've never heard of Moctezuma. What you got for me? Draft beer. Half and half beer. Half? What's the other half? Ugh. Dark beer.
Bring it on.
Rod cryo. Red. French fries, fried chicken. Fish and crisps. Mushroom fry. Dark beer. A nice plate of dark beer. I'll have one plate of dark beer, please. Radlers are good. They're Sprite and beer. That almost sounds like a shandy. Oh, Red Eye. Oh, yeah, maybe. That'd be weird. That feels like a... Yeah, I guess. It's the most expensive thing. No, fried chicken's a little more expensive. But... Yeah, one plate of dark beer. Extra shredded lettuce.
Hey, he's over here! Hey, he's over here!
Oop! He got me. Fortunately, I've had to cut out beer and most forms of drinking. Trying to push it all to 1 day a week. Keep saying that. Keep saying that. If I keep saying it, it'll be true. Eliondo, thank you for the resub.
Blueberry cheese!
I'll miss you up.
Bastard! You messing with me?
How do you think achievement should be defined?
Yes.
Man. I mean, I think ideally it's all up to the individual. I mean, it's got a definition. I think it's more like how people choose to value their achievements in life, or the process of setting attainable goals and then congratulating yourself for attaining them is very difficult for me, especially the second part. I feel like I'm pretty good at setting attainable goals. I did for a long time, and to some degree still do have a problem of knowing what's feasible and then like trying to squeeze out just 10% more every time. That's
Blueberry cheese brownie.
I can 100% own that in regards to why I would be, you know, stressed out or frazzled at my previous job. I definitely pushed myself harder than I probably should have, or could have planned things better, or maybe been more conservative about scope with some things. But the thing is, like, I would do those things and like I would try to bite off more than I could chew every time, just to test myself or push myself. I would land at like 90% like completion. There would be a couple things that go wrong, and then instead of like congratulating myself for getting close, I would instead be like, well, next time I need to fix these mistakes, and then go back into it, and then bump the expectation 10 more %, and the process starts all over again. That's a good way to get a lot of shit done. It's really motivating, but it's not sustainable to operate that way. So this year has been almost a protracted mental exercise in trying to, like, instead of knowing the goal and trying to overshoot, knowing the goal and intentionally undershooting. That's arguably not helpful for you, the individual, either. No, it's bad for everyone. It's bad for me. It's bad for the people around me. It's not good. And I wish I'd come to those understandings a little earlier, but
Are you messing with me?
we often don't get to choose when we, you know, come to those
Are you messing with me?
realizations.
Are you messing with me?
Finish reading your book. So no, because I realized to finish it in a week would be a nearly impossible pace. I could probably do it if it's the only thing I did all day, just read that book. But unfortunately, there have been a lot more things popping up. Namely, I'm just at this moment trying to be as good of and supportive of a partner as I can for Steph, because she's working a lot these days. Not a ton. Not like 12-hour days. She's out getting her hair done right now. FYI, if that's any indication of her workload.
Are you messing with me?
God damn it. Man, they got me. How did you end up getting in such a unhealthy mindset? Oh, that's a good question. Upbringing, maybe? I think now that I'm an adult, the nearest that I can figure is that my dad felt an incredible pressure to provide for the family. And because of that, I think he was pretty resentful of having a family, and that kind of visited itself out in a number of ways. One is that he was never very, like, complimentary or supportive. He was definitely a, you know, like shades of Tiger Mom kind of stuff. If you brought home an A-, it should have been an A, it should have been an A+. You know, if you cleaned your room, there was always a problem to find, a reason that it wasn't good enough. So I guess I maybe absorbed that and held myself to those standards. And it helped. It definitely helped. I'll admit, I wouldn't be where I am now without that relentless drive. It definitely drove me to over-deliver in roles where I was not getting paid to deliver what I did. But doing that definitely earns you a reputation, and then it's a good one. And it can lead itself to more opportunities you wouldn't get otherwise. So I think it did have its benefits. It's not 100% negative. And I'm enjoying those benefits now, but parents used to pass on the biggest insecurities and shortcomings of their own to their kids. Yep. Yes, indeed. Another dynamic I think that is really powerful is when parents see behavior patterns in themselves they don't like in their kids, they react extremely negatively to it. instead of providing a support network and changing those behaviors in the right way. They kind of attack it. They almost like a white blood cell.
What a pain!
And those, I think those intense negative reactions can reinforce those behaviors too. Yeah, it's life. Mom was the same way. Thankfully, you have a much better relationship now. That's good to hear. Yeah, at best, I'm civil with my dad. Mom and I have a great relationship. That's not why. This is why. That's not. What the heck? He won't do it. It's a good work ethic, but in today's setting, it can lead to unattainable stressors. Yeah. Yes, Fry Daddy. And somebody earlier in chat said it's very much a corporate mentality to just, yeah, put the goal, make an unattainable goal and then press people to try to attain it, knowing that they can't, but knowing that there's something dangling forces people to try to over-deliver more than if you actually set them to a attainable goal. It's absolutely a function of being raised and educated under capitalism. I can see the link there. I don't want to get so reductive that I blame all of my problems on capitalism. Because I think capitalism is a good motivator, and for the people who it does allow the people who do want to overachieve to do so. It sets aggressive expectations to complete work that you won't see all the benefits, and the financial insecurity it creates for the working class instills a fear of failure. That's very true.
That's the best you got?
To some degree, I think there ought to be a societal structure that encourages people to work, but I also think that, I mean, I haven't read any societal studies about this.
That's the best you got?
The experimentations with the universal basic income certainly seem promising that people choose to work regardless. Which I would actually assume most people, if they're in healthy states of minds, will choose to work somehow. There might be some jobs that are led. There's some jobs that need doing that I can't imagine people voluntarily choosing to do. And for those jobs, ideally capitalism is there to create a marketplace for that sort of work. Where if no one wants to do it, then hopefully pay will go up for a job that needs doing until somebody is willing to get paid to do it. I find it insane how low minimum wages in the US. Yeah, that's cool, isn't it? Isn't that cool? Theoretically, the federal minimum wage is just there as an absolute bottom safety net where individual states can set their minimum wages higher. California has a higher minimum wage, for example. But then you have, states like Texas that just go by the federal and would probably pay less if they could. And sometimes they do. As in, waiting jobs. Where they somehow worked a grift out where you can count tips as income and pay them like $2 an hour. Man, that is fucked.
If you lose, well, there's no need to go into.
What a grift, man. To get your own customers to subsidize paying your employees for you. Bullshit.
When you are ready, step inside. To be honest, your chances of survival are.
But that's a free market.
Your force.
The problem is if consumers cared, then they would demand that restaurants pay their employees, or they would over patronize the shops that do treat their employees well. But that doesn't happen. People don't give a shit. Working at Jimmy John's literally $4 an hour when delivering fucking burning gas. Wait, burning gas? Oh, sorry. Gasoline, right. $4 an hour when delivering. Yeah, and also you incur the costs of the wear and tear on your car and the gasoline spent to deliver. Yeah. That's the older I get, the harder it is to avoid the notion that you just don't get rich without massively exploiting a wide number of people. Just because it's legal doesn't make it right. And that's kind of another thing that was in the back of my head of like, okay, if I'm gonna do this rat race thing and try to climb the societal ladder and have a life of meaning and esteem, I feel like if you're under the current system, if you try to live the right way and do the right thing and be kind to people and pay them justly for their work, if you're not constantly working the angles on everything, you're only gonna get so far. It feels like the people who just really blow ahead are the ones that they take everything for themselves every time they can. That's just a soy cuck, liberal coastal elites observation, though. So who knows? Especially when the people who have all the money can twist the system to help them keep it all. Like, they're not your friend. They're not gonna give you money. You have to take it. But they already own the system, so they're already winning, and they can write the rules to help them stay winning. To think that you can suddenly explode into being one of the elites is just silly. What you can do is play these sick video games, though. Get those means of production. It's funny. The book I'm reading about technology is starting to quote Karl Marx quite a lot, which is making me think I gotta start reading some Marx.
Thank you.
Be that guy, Marx guy.
Nice set of pipes you got there, old man.
It has always been my dream to perform in a stadium.
Look, have you been reading? It's called Autonomous Technology.
From the association told me
it's a book from the 70s. It's sort of an academic examination of technology and its role in society.
Courtesy of me and my entry fee, no doubt.
My ex-wife called me the other day, and I met my daughter for the first time in 10 years. We dined at a fancy restaurant, one of those that are impossible to get a reservation for. And then afterwards, karaoke.
Who got you the reservation?
The association took care of it, of course.
Fuck. My entry fee.
What's important is not the fact the reservations are hard to get. In fact, no one gets reservations. The words reservations only apply only to those outside of the circle. It's getting into that circle that matters.
And the food, good?
Unfortunately, the atmosphere was a facade. Not once did my own daughter look me in the eye. Oh, the food tasted like blood.
You're a junkie for blood, old man.
Yeah, GTFO was really awesome. Can't get the boys together to play that again. That game rules. I'm glad it's every bit the game it kind of represented itself to be.
Attracted to blood. You smelled blood too, didn't you? Isn't that why you're here?
You got it, old man. And for some reason, I feel this sense of euphoria.
Don't die on me too quickly. I want to gorge myself on this sense of fulfillment till I vomit.
Yeah, that guy does sound familiar, right?
Man, this is what I live for. Fighting your own kind.
Oh, Ghost Runner, yeah, that's out.
Gratifying.
See you on the other side.
Good stuff. This idiot shooting in a straight line. What are you doing? What are you doing, partner? Got me a little bit. Alright. This is Dr. Peace. It's solely from Uncharted. Yeah, that is what it is. Yeah, I appreciate the political debate in chat. I just know that these are topics people can get a little heated about, so make sure to keep it light. You know, respect people's opinions. Not that no one's doing that. I'm very pleased to see everybody being adults. That's always good to see. And I trust you guys. Just these are issues that affect all of our lives, so it's natural to get a little involved. Yeah, Doc. I think the conversation's been fine. Literally setting fire. Full eco-terrorist. Reminder of my take. Game's good. Yeah, games are good. I think games might be good. You guys reckon video games are pretty good these days? Reading the shock doctrine. Huh, I'm not familiar with that. But yeah, the autonomous technology is actually, it's academic. And some of that gets on my nerves. Because essentially the author will state an idea and then explore it like 18 million different ways. So it's basically like, they'll basically define a very normal thing and then talk about it over and over again. That's what academics is, I guess. This is the first book I've ever really read like this. But it does have some very interesting points that are making me a little less pissed off about the state of the world, bizarrely. Sorry, I'm going to do it again, because this is actually a pretty complicated thought, and I want to make sure I get through it without getting distracted. So, I have been very down about, like, the existence of Facebook. Oh, his name, sorry, Dr. Levin looked it up. His name is Richard McGonigal. He's been in a ton of games and shows, but I only remember his voice from Community. He was the voice of a recording of the Colonel from KFC during a very odd episode. Oh, okay. It's funny how, like, your brain can spark connections like that. All right, so yeah, I've been super pissed off at Facebook for basically enabling a bunch of really shady, terrible shit. The Cambridge Analytica stuff, the not even fact-checking political ads kind of stuff. It's just like, what are you doing? I believe pretty firmly there's great power, great responsibility dynamic there that they are willfully walking away from. So I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, how could our regulatory bodies not see this and do anything about it? I mean, they're benefiting from it is the answer. But there's that kind of shit. Yeah, they know what they're doing. Mass murder enabled by Facebook in other countries. Yeah. So I've been very upset about that. And I definitely have made a choice to not support Facebook or any Facebook platform. I say that. I think I did post on Instagram. I should shut down my Instagram. Anyway. All right. So my frustration was largely that these problems could have been understood before they happened. And they could have been regulated before they happened. These problems could have been fixed. Okay, so that's kind of where my frustration was coming from. My disappointment in the human race for not exercising the aforethought to prevent these problems from happening. It turns out, unfortunately, that almost on an... I actually do agree with these points, that on some level, those are unavoidable, and the unintended consequences to some degree are necessary because of the way technology exploration works. It's just a fact of society, bottom text at this point. So here's the kind of the ideas that go into that conclusion is one, that technology is inevitable. That's a big central theme of the book itself, is that human beings being how they are, and, you know, the individual has free will and choice about what they do and whether or not they choose to research something, sure. But by and large, taken as an aggregate, people will explore ideas, they will discover new things, and those things will integrate into society, and you just can't stop that from happening. It's just something that happens. And it's a mix of a lot of factors, but essentially, once a discovery is made, and that discovery hits at the right time for people to want to pick it up, then it can revolutionize society in the way that the printing press did, or automobiles did, or the internet has. The other notion that comes along with that is that it is impossible, and to an even larger degree, unwanted, to understand the full effects of technology implementation in society before it happens. And if you can understand it all, it actually makes it bad technology. The most exciting and revolutionary technologies are the ones that do have far-reaching effects that no one can possibly understand. So, to some degree, and I always did try to temper it in my mind, my revulsion for Facebook as a company paired with the actual good things that Facebook has done, which is actually connect people and you know, share cat photos and help grandmas talk to their grandchildren and all that stuff. But if Facebook or the internet, if there were a raft of academic studies done and people could actually potentially quantify exactly the changes that the internet would have on society, then suddenly that would make it not interesting technology. Like if all the internet did is make it so we could IM each other and order things off Amazon, if that was the sum total of the change, then suddenly the internet becomes a lot less valuable. Yeah, Ilyano, thank you for linking it there. What's crazy is that this book was written in the 70s. It was written before the internet was a thing, and it's definitely getting into a lot of this stuff. It's basically like calling out all of the crazy problems we're having now. Social media is a net negative IMO. People are too easily influenced. It's too powerful for bad actors to take advantage of. I agree with that. I think human nature combined with bad actors has made social media net negative for now. I think that once... I hope that the human race develops enough savvy to understand when they're being manipulated. Now that I've said it out loud, I realize how silly that is. If it's a net positive, humans overall are a net negative. It's a net positive, humans overall are a net negative, if that's the point. I don't think I quite understand that statement, but so I guess for me it has helped to sort of step back and realize that on a large enough scale, these problems were inevitable. You know, it's almost like an Oppenheimer problem. You know, if Facebook weren't doing it, somebody else would. That's just a fact. And it does it soothes a burn a little bit to know that unintended and negative consequences were inevitable, because like it's a sign that the internet is really good technology. So that's a little ointment. That's a little salve on the cut for me, at least. To know it was destined to happen. It's just part and parcel of the process, as opposed to thinking it's a solvable problem. Yeah. All right. And my my rant is complete. Yeah, Fair King, I know you get into the political talk quite a bit. Or rather, it's something that you're excited to bite off, I've noticed. I wouldn't... Instigator is a bit of a strong term, but you certainly don't shy away from political engagement. I have the same problem, dude. I have the same problem. It's something I've noticed. I wouldn't even call it a problem, really. But certainly I've made an attempt to be a little... For me, at least. I do absorb some responsibility of knowing that, you know, people come here to get their mind off of problems and they don't want me bringing up more. So I think that's important. I by no means think I like censor my internal dialogue to be more well liked. That's not the point at all. More just appreciating that having mental relaxation is vital, and it's. As long as political discussions just turn into straw man arguments and ad hominems, it's fine. Or as long as they don't do that? Oh, it doesn't. Yes, I agree. As long as it doesn't get personal. I can get snarky without being reined in. Don't want to stress everyone out all the time. Same. Man, big same. You'll see me like vibrate and sweat when I wanna go on political bullshit. I just gotta remember that, like, I'm only one person with one brain and one set of eyes. So, you know. Everything weighed, it's, Saracen's Lament, thank you for the sub. Rockhawk, good to see you. Can't stay, dang it. I may have missed you then, but thank you.
My daughter will love
Jake the Cat Thief, thank you for the sub. Dutchy, thank you. Odd822, thank you very much. Hey, Shook! Good to see you.
Rap with me. Jennifer.
Thanks for the resub.
It's open mic night in hell, old man.
Nice.
Sing all you want down there.
Don't think we need everything in communism, just some of the points. I mean, yeah, it's... To some degree, it's disappointing because... There are experiments being run by cultures and governments all over the world, and the math is there to show, like, quantifiable increases in quality of living under certain societal structures and certain governmental structures. Now, granted, I know that you can't just, like, take an idea that works over here and plop it down over there and make it work the same way, but geez. I mean, I've been living in that frustration for a long time. Even in the United States, man, the idea of federalism, like, some states do shit, and the math says it's a bad idea. But people keep voting for it. Who knows why? It's, you know... Growing up in Texas, man, you get a... I mean, that's not even technically South. I couldn't imagine, like, growing up in Georgia. That came out wrong. I just in terms of, like, political atmosphere. Georgia's a lovely state. Great music and food, wonderful culture in a lot of ways, but man, you sure do love your knocked up teen girls, huh? Just like, God, man, can't you just... Is it so hard to just put a bowl of condoms out somewhere? Damn. I did grow up in Georgia, and I tell you, I've spent the last 20 years training that shit out of me. It sticks with you. Yeah. I mean, not in entirely bad ways. Replace the buttermints with condoms. Yeah. Lived in Florida, now I'm in New York. Should have never left California. Oh man, you've been all over. I was just talking about that with Steph the other day. Is like, if our careers keep going well, we'll probably have the liberty of... Oh, I have to pop open this chest. Probably the liberty of, you know, choosing where we get to live, which is really exciting. Born in Georgia, now in Denton, Texas. Ah! The home of Peter Weller and Bowling for Stoop. Nothing but creative luminaires coming out of Denton. I went to Denton for math meets.
Congratulations. You are now ranked number 9.
What'd you expect?
Wait a minute.
Do you think you'll move to another country?
A little sentimental? Still green.
I've explored it based on the shit that's going on in America coming up to the election.
The next one's arranged.
We'll see. I would, independent of democracy being fully immolated in the United States, I would like to live in other world cultures for chunks of my life. I know John Smith has talked about moving to South Korea. That's exactly the sort of thing that I would love to do. It's just like get a work visa and live in different countries for a couple years. That's how I'd love to spend a significant chapter of my life. Like learning a new language, learning a new culture. It would be a shame, I think, to go through my entire life living in one culture in one way. Chile is super nice, yeah? Nothing's off the table. I haven't done any significant research in that regard. I mean, quarantine has, or COVID actually, for a lot of the countries I've looked at, COVID has kind of shut down or severely limited their visa application processes. You still have to pay American taxes, yeah, unless you revoke your citizenship, which there's also a tax for that, which is pretty great. Pretty fucking great. Fucking in America, man. Even the government fucks you coming and going. Jesus Christ. It's like, it's just the most capitalist. You don't want to live here anymore? That'll cost you. You want to never pay us again? That'll cost you.
Head videos. This is a message from Mr. Travis Touchdown. Just calling to remind you that you haven't returned one of our rentals. Let's see here. It's titled Big German Jugs Collection Number 23. Be sure to return it soon. Have a nice day.
That's actually a really good voice, too.
Congratulations, Mr. Touchdown. Your registration for the 9th UAA rank is now complete. Thank you very much for your cooperation. In addition, we have faxed you some information about the rankings in case
Germany
you wish
sounds
to
cool.
continue your ascent.
I mean, that's like,
As a
I feel like
reminder,
I could probably blend in most European countries, but Germany I would probably fit in like.
Thank you for your
It's one of those things like trying to think about like what countries could I walk down the street and not immediately look like a foreigner. Certainly most of Europe, but definitely Germany. I mean, it's my last name after all. Oh, and Moro, thank you for gifting 5 subs. And Dauber, thank you for the resub. Thank you guys. Just give Switzerland a call. That's how to do it, man. All right, let's mix it up a little bit. I'm gonna go Papa Duke, and then I want to try Mario 35. I haven't played it at all yet, so I'm not gonna do well. But we'll see how it goes. I'm really curious about it because I love Tetris 99. Depending on what you want up here in Canada is definitely different. Depends on how different you want it to be. Yeah, Steph and I have talked about, what is it? Vancouver. Although, housing in Canada is going berserk, right? I don't know if rent is off the charts, but... Isn't Tetris coming to Xbox? Yeah, the remake. When is that coming out? Reconnected? I'm really excited to play Tetris Effect again. Oh... Every game of Mario 35 takes 35 minutes to end? Really? I mean, I'll probably be pretty fast. Alright. Quick run to the bathroom. Be right back with a different game. See you soon.